cannot make up what the hell we just witnessed. You cannot make it up at all. The Flyers lose 5-4 in a shootout to the Boston Bruins. Okay, that's just a generic game. When you allowed 4 goals in the third period. 4 goals! 4! You were shutting out Boston the first 2 periods. The second period, you actually had a nice period. You controlled a little bit of the pace of the play. You got 2 goals. You were up 2-0 going into the intermission. Into the third period, you were up 2-0. But you open up the third period, allowing Boston to tie the game within the first minute, in a span of a minute, actually. But then you take the lead. You allow Boston to score twice, making it 4-3. You tie the game on the power play because they gifted it to you. Well, first of all, Boston was able to even tie the game 3-3 because Scott Laughton took the dumbest penalty I've ever seen. What the hell was he doing? What was he thinking? Going in the zone, the Flyers were on a forecheck in the offensive zone, and you're going to cross-check someone? You're going to cross-check them. Really? You're going to do that? Just, what is the mind process? What is the thought process right there? You're going to, oh yeah, I'm going to forecheck. I'm going to lead with both of my hands with the stick. Yeah, and cross-check them into the boards. What are you doing there, Scotty? Come on, be better than that. And just overall in the third period, what the hell was that? What the hell did we all just witness? The Flyers didn't deserve to win this game. They didn't deserve it at all. I'm honestly even contemplating if they even deserved the point. The first period, Boston controlled majority of the play. Carter Hart was fantastic. We couldn't generate any chances. Missing the net entirely, just couldn't do anything. Second period, we got some of the pace of the play going in our way. We were generating chances. We got a power play. Claude Giroux snipes on the power play. First goal of the season. Whoop-de-doo. JVR gets a late goal as well. Makes it 2-0. Okay, we're going up into the third period. We're up 2-0. And also, one thing that I want to point out too. Yeah, that Brad Marchand play on Mark Friedman. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing the entire time. Oh my goodness. And it's completely away from the play. Just, why isn't that a penalty? Just why? They're literally fighting with each other, and then Marchand puts him on the floor, and he face plants. And Friedman is out the rest of the game. Thankfully, Alain Vigneault said in his press conference that he's fine. So maybe it was just him getting stitches, and it was too many to make him come back into the game or something like that. I don't know. But Friedman wasn't available for the rest of the game. And it sucks too, because Friedman was having a good game up to that point. He was. And just in the spring of luck that the Flyers would have lost another defenseman, and they had to play their second game in a row with 5 defensemen on the ice. Oh, and you see that Gustafsson Braun pairing. Ooh, that sucks. Ooh, they look bad. They look bad. Oh my god. That was so bad. And just on one of the power play, I think it was on the second power play goal for the Boston Bruins. Or it was on the 3-3 tying goal when they were on the power play. Justin Braun overcommitting to the puck against the boards. Krejci has nowhere to go to. He doesn't. And they somehow they leave a guy wide open in the slot because Kevin Hay misses his man. Justin Braun overcommitting to the puck. But before even getting to more of that at all, you get Boston scoring in the first minute of the period, and then Charlie Coyle scores basically a minute later. And the game is tied 2-2. Just defensive breakdowns. We can't clear the zone. And Boston is literally just manhandling us in the defensive zone. They're manhandling us. They're controlling the pace of play. It basically looks like a power play at that point. It does. It looks like an entire power play. An entire power play. And they make it 2-2. But, the Flyers, somehow they got some momentum after that. Boston had a little bit of the momentum, but then the Flyers gained some momentum because they were forcing Boston to turn the puck over a lot of times in the middle of that third period. And you know what? It turned into a nice goal for the Flyers. Jake Voracek just throwing the biscuit onto the net. Travis Sanheim being in the right spot. And it's 3-2. It goes off of his skate and into the net. 3-2. But then Nick Ritchie. This is where the Scott Laughton penalty comes in, yeah? Claude Giroux, JVR, and Scott Lawton are forechecking into the zone. The puck is behind the net. Scott Lawton takes the dumbest penalty I've ever seen. And Boston goes to the power play, and you know what? The game is tied 3-3. Nick Ritchie wide open. Wide open. Carter Hart got a piece of it with the glove. He just couldn't snatch it. He couldn't. And that third period, I am not blaming. This game is not on Carter Hart. Not at all. He was the sole reason you were in it in the first period. The sole reason. He didn't have that much to do in the second period because you actually controlled the pace of the play. When you allow, and I'm not joking when I say this, when you allow 22 shots in one period, 22 shots in one period, you really expect a goaltender to stop all of those? Do you really? No. A goaltender is not going to stop 22 shots in one period. Boston was all over us. And then you know what? Not long after Ritchie scores, this is like 2-3 minutes after, Brandon Carlo from the left side just puts it by Carter Hart. Yeah, this was the one goal that I think Carter Hart should have had. I think he should have had this goal. But this is the only time I blame him out of the other shots that he had to face in this game. Because the Flyers, allowed 43 shots once again. Back-to-back games where they allow 40-plus shots. We can't keep doing this. We cannot keep allowing 40 shots in a game. We were lucky to do that against Buffalo because Brian Elliott was amazing. And also, Buffalo is not as good to what Boston is. Boston is 10 times better than Buffalo. So yeah, Boston is going to score when they have 40-plus shots. It's just guaranteed at this point. And then everyone was talking about, oh, Boston hasn't scored 5-on-5 yet the entire season going into this game. You knew they were going to score. You knew it was going to break eventually. It is physically impossible. Even think of going 4 straight games without scoring a goal at even strength. It is just physically impossible to not do that. And they score, 3 times even strength today? Yeah, that streak completely ended right there. Then the Flyers were luckily gifted a power play because Boston stupidly decided to Sean Corrali take a cross-check off the face-off. And it gave the Flyers a power play. And you know what? It was James Van Riemsdyk, set up by Jake Voracek once again, and it's 4-4. And the Flyers, both teams have their chances. Both teams definitely had their chances at the end of the third period. Boston with 10 million chances in the world. And the Flyers had a couple of chances of their own. And even, I think when the game was 3-2 at this point, the Flyers even had their chances to make it 4-2. Joel Farabee on a 2-on-1 with Nolan, I think it was with Nolan Patrick, but it might have been Jake Voracek. Joel, shoot the puck! Shoot the puck! Travis Konecny and Nolan Patrick had a 2-on-1 right before you. And what did Konecny do? He shot the puck, and he tried going after his own rebound. He didn't score, but he generated his own chance. The pass wasn't there, he elected to shoot. For Joel Farabee, the pass wasn't there at all, and it just got turned over immediately when he tried to. Shoot the puck, Joel. And even though he had a chance the very next shift, where he did take the shot, you got to shoot on that 2-on-1. What are you thinking there, Joel? You have to shoot. I think in total for the entire game, the Flyers only had 26 shots compared to Boston's 43. We can't keep getting outshot by this wide margin. And oh, I know, the defense has been shit. The defense has been complete shit. When you have a pairing of Justin Braun and Eric Gustafsson, you know it's going to be bad. You know it's going to be bad. And honestly, Provorov and Sanheim, they had a decent game. Friedman, I thought, was having a good game until Marchand literally face-planted him onto the ice. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. What else is Carter Hart supposed to do when he faces 22 shots in the third period? He's going to allow goals. He is not going to stop every single shot. It's just not possible. It's not going to happen. It's not going to. And can we be disciplined? Can we please be disciplined? I'm speaking to you, Scott Lawton. I'm speaking to you. So, we go to the overtime. The Flyers somehow get a point out of this game because there were so many chances late. Boston having to get their chances, Carter Hart making saves. The Flyers had a chance very late. I think it was Voracek, Hayes, and JVR. They had a chance very late in this game. They couldn't find a way to put the puck into the net. So we go to overtime. And the Flyers had a lot of chances, and they couldn't finish because, Tuukka Rask is standing on his head in the overtime. Travis Sanheim driving the net, going up the right side. He gets poke-checked. Jake Voracek, Kevin Hayes Voracek with an amazing feed to Kevin Hayes. Kevin Hayes takes maybe a second too long to settle the puck and take the shot. Tuukka Rask with an amazing pad save. And then Scott Lawton with a semi-breakaway, and he tries to roof it, and I think Rask gets the arm on it, but he tries to roof it. Deke him out. Deke him out. Just do it. And then all the chances in the overtime. Konechny tried having a chance. Patrick had a chance at least. There were chances in that overtime. Tuukka Rask stayed on his head. The overtime was entertaining. It was. The Flyers had their chances. They couldn't finish. But the shootout. The shootout. What was that? What was the shootout? I have no idea how to explain the shootout. Because you know what? We didn't try. We didn't try at all. So going through this entire shootout, it went the full 3 rounds. Craig Smith for Boston, saved by Carter Hart. Jake Voracek, I had no idea what he was trying to do. He got Tuukka Rask to go down, and then he took like 50 seconds to maybe make the other deke, and Rask was prepared for it. I have no idea what he was trying to do on that play. Charlie Coyle, saved by Carter Hart. Travis Konechny, just not coming in fast at all, and then he tries to shoot it. And then you got Jake DeBrusk just putting a little floater over the pad of Carter Hart. It was a nice goal by Jake DeBrusk. It was. It was a very nice goal. And then Claude Giroux, coming down with speed, fakes the clapper, tries to do a little deke. Rask predicts it the entire damn way. What is our shootout effort? We got guys coming in just doing these little dekes. Very, very, very slow. And all Rask has to do is stand still. All he has to do is stand still. Because we're not deking him out. We're not even trying to deke him out. Or we're going to come in very slowly. Are we going to try to snipe it? We're just going to take the shot? What are we going to do? G tried doing something. But the one thing he's now getting into the habit of is coming down fast with the shootout and faking a clap bomb. When he was successful last year, when he did that in the shootout, goalies are going to pick that up. You can't keep doing wind up. And I'm going to try to take the shot. It's not going to work every time. It's just not going to. And you lose 5-4 in the shootout. You lose 5-4. This game, it stings. The Flyers didn't deserve to win this game. Like I said, I am contemplating that they even deserve the point. Because that third period was so bad. You allow 4 goals. 4 goals in the third period. That shouldn't happen. That's terrible. That should not be allowed whatsoever. I know Alain Vigneault, he was bringing up positives in this game. The power play. The power play got 2 goals in this game. Yes, it is a positive. But can you please address the way your team played in the third period? Because your team played like absolute garbage. They did. They played like absolute garbage. It was so bad. It was terrible. It was embarrassing. Like I said, when you have a pairing of Justin Braun and Erik Gustafsson, it's bad. It's so bad. It is so bad. So bad. Thankfully, Mark Friedman is okay, so I would expect him to be ready for Saturday's game against Boston. But this has got to stop. We got to stop allowing 40-plus shots a game. Because we're not going to win. We're not going to win any games when you're consistently allowing 40-plus shots. But you know why? If we didn't have Carter Hart nor Brian Elliott, we probably would have lost all those games. We are 3-1-1 because of our goaltending. Our goaltending has been good. Yeah, Carter Hart didn't have his best against Buffalo that one time. But Carter Hart, he was one of the main reasons we were in the game today. He was. We can't keep doing this because the issues are still happening game after game after game after game. Turnovers, can't clear the zone, defensive breakdowns. Last year, defense was our strong suit. This year, defense is our weak point. It is bad. It is bad. It is basically our only good defenders at this point are Ivan Provorov and Travis Sanheim. Justin Braun, Erik Gustafsson are terrible. Robert Hagen, Mark Freeman, yeah. I'd say Robert Hagen, Mark Freeman had a better performance than Justin Braun and Erik Gustafsson. They did. I don't know why Erik Gustafsson and Justin Braun were on the top 4 pairing. Because they were absolute trash. They were. absolute trash. Just bad. It's just bad. And honestly, if this continues to happen, I wouldn't be surprised if Chuck Fletcher tries to go out there and make a phone call for a defenseman. I wouldn't be surprised. I know we're only 5 games into the season, but the issues continue to happen game after game after game. It's the same exact issues, and they are not getting fixed. They are not getting fixed. I understand you had a lack of training camp. I understand that you had a lack of preseason games. But you got to find a way to stop doing these same mistakes over and over and over again. We cannot continue to consistently turn the puck over in our own zone. We can't consistently have these defensive breakdowns and forcing our goaltenders to make these saves. We can't keep allowing 40-plus shots a night. We can't keep allowing 20-plus shots in the third period. We just can't keep doing it. Yeah, I'll give it to Boston. They played a great third period. When you scored 4 goals in one period, you had a fantastic period. You did. Flyers were lucky to get a point in this game. They were lucky to get a point. Lucky. Boston gifted them that power play after they made it 4-3. We gifted them, Scott Lawton gifted them to allow them to tie the game at 3-3. He gifted it them. He did. So, shit. Absolute shit. And it needs to be fixed. It needs to be absolutely fixed because it's getting old. These issues, if they keep happening, like I said, I wouldn't expect Chuck Fletcher to ring the phones out in the NHL to try and find a defenseman. At least try to, because these mistakes cannot keep happening. They just cannot. So, what are your thoughts overall on this game? Do you think the Flyers didn't deserve that point? Do you think they got lucky with it? Or do you actually think the Flyers deserve the point in this game? So I want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to check out the Painted Lounge, which I am a part of. We had our watch party today. Oh, that was fun. That was very fun watching that rest of the game right there. So don't forget to check out the Painted Lines on their social media links. They'll be in the description below. Don't forget to check out the Florida Podcast merchandise website. That link will also be in the description below. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.